Feel used every time I date. I'm F21 SMH. With every guy I dated had made me feel used afterwards. I would have sex with them, BC I like them and hoping for something more, but they would say no. With my last relationship that lasted a little over a month, I feel used for sex. He ended things so heartlessly and I don't know what I even did. I want to cry. Update: I did not expect this to get this many comments. If possible, look at my last post where I talk about my previous relationship. BF left me abruptly without having a conversation. The last convo was me trying to hear him out and talk about how the relationship felt one-sided despite him asking me to be his GF. We were together a little over a month. I said if he needed more time to let me know, but this was the last time I was reaching out because he wouldn't talk. He basically said to don't ever talk to him again and to not show up to his place and that he's done. I don't why he acted this way, he's never been aggressive. I learned early on that sex will not make someone like you or stay with you. Building a connection and rapport with someone before you become intimate would probably give you better results. Sleep with them if you wanna sleep with them. But that will not be your way in or entice them into wanting to be in a relationship with you. You gotta stop having sex in hopes for someone is going to like you. You should be having sex because you want sex without expectations for more unless you both have agreed to it to some degree. And also your self-worth isn't in getting guys to like you and approve you by having sex. Your validation is based on you, no one else. You will forever be chasing validation if you use sex as a means to get a guy to date you. I have felt like you, and in my 20s I thought the only way to get a man to stay would be by sex. I was clearly wrong. In my 30s I do things a lot differently. Then don't have sex until you get commitment. When the topic of sex is brought up, ask him after we have sex, what will I be to you, and pay close attention to what he says, how he says it, and his body language. This should filter out most of the dudes who just looking for a short hookup. Credits to Kane. I think you should first try to wait a little longer before you have sex. Stop having sex with guys as a way to get them to like you. I've met so many guys who will lie to you to get you to have sex with him, and then once they do they'll just ghost or say they never wanted something serious when clearly they did earlier. I learned to wait a while before having sex since I can't trust most guys anymore, and if they don't respect that then it's their loss. I don't mean to be harsh, but what's hard to understand? Stop having sex. I feel bad that you feel used because you were. As a guy I'm often horny, although not as much as I used to be just a year ago. I've never dated and I feel pretty bad about that, but I'm not giving up hope. If I finally do, I'll never ask my girlfriend to have sex. Have sex with them because you want to have sex with them. Hope for something more because you hope for something more. Do not have sex with them in the hopes it will turn into something more. If a guy likes you, it won't matter if you have sex first date or the 100th. They will choose to stay. If he doesn't like you, he will leave even if you withhold sex till in a committed relationship. I hate to be this person, but don't sleep with people on the first date. I myself only really want to have sex after some dates, 3 or 4, reason being is that sex is way better with someone you actually have a connection with. Also, if a dude is very heavily steering towards sex on the first date, you should be cautious. If you wait until developing a connection before having sex, you're going to scare away all the men who just wanted sex. The only ones who will still pursue you are the ones who are willing to wait for it because they're interested in you as a person. It's like a filter. Smart strategy. Your last boyfriend was a dumbass and had the emotional maturity of a 5-year-old. It isn't as simple as a lot of users are saying. Stop having sex early and make them wait. A guy can still ditch you even if you had sex after 3 months of dating. What you need to do is learn to read people better and be more strict in who you choose to give your feelings to. Do not do more for a guy than what he is willing to do for you. If he isn't willing to listen to your feelings, then don't entertain his. When someone wants a relationship with me, I don't want any sexual stuff to happen in the first weeks or months of us dating. It's not that I'm playing a long game, but I wanna see if they're really interested in me for me, and not for my body. If they got upset easily, then I got my answer. Men don't fall in love through sex. If they wanted something serious at the first place, having sex or not wouldn't make them leave. I always ask the guy what he is looking for. If they are vague and use the word friends a lot, they aren't serious. Also tell them what you are looking for while dating. I told a guy on a date I'm looking to meet someone that will eventually become my boyfriend. He said he wasn't looking for that at all. We remained friends, and that night he actually introduced me to a friend of his who I ended up having serious relationship with. And hold off on sex as long as possible. There's other sexual things you can do where you won't feel used. Sex isn't the problem, TBH, it's the guys. I'm a man, but I get used by women. They just want a boy toy. Or to show me off as nice eye candy. I've never even been in a sentimental, meaningful relationship before. Sort of hurts. Maybe wait longer to have sex? I don't think it's a good idea to have sex before committing to a relationship if a loving, long-term relationship is what you truly want. Sex is not going to get someone to love you. Your last BF was shitty to you though, plain and simple. Shouldn't have asked you to be his GF if that's not what he wanted. I tried to make a guy wait until getting engaged, or at least try to get to know each other before getting intimate, and he ghosted me after a month somewhere. I felt he was already in a relationship and was lying to me. I never imagined to be the other girl in someone's life. Anyway, good, he's gone. I was more heartbroken for my stupidity to believe such guys. Well, a lesson learned for life: cannot change the past. From now you can ensure not go down the same route. I've had this issue too. My feelings for people tend to develop fairly quickly, and then having sex with them makes these feelings develop even quicker. But some of the people I've dated, slept with, don't develop these feelings so quickly and are better at separating sex from emotions. I'd hold off on having sex until both you and your future partner have had the time to develop feelings and have had a conversation about this. Any guy worth falling for would be happy to wait. Sex early or late with the wrong person is still not going to go well. If you find the right person, it won't matter when you have sex with them really, but it would probably be best for you to take your time getting to know someone and seeing if you really like them for who they are, and also working on building your self-esteem. Despite what this generation preaches, casual quick sex isn't the way to go if you wanna create a bond. Date them 3 times, let's say, feel out their intention, then have sex. That's why I make it known. Connection then sex. And I go slow. Your typical fuckboy tactic. As everybody said, don't have sex very soon. Normally a guy who has respect for you won't push you for sex right away. Get to know the person, state your expectations after a while of dating and you think is the time to. Guys will lie for sex all the time. I would say, don't have sex with new prospects until they've proven themselves. Make them earn that. Show them you put value on yourself, and they have to do the same if they want it. This allows you time to see who they really are. The phony users will weed themselves out because they are users. The real deals will do the work. This allows all to see you put value on yourself and don't just give it up to anyone. So don't sleep with them immediately. Don't try to reel a man in with sex because that's what he's going to expect. You get back what you put in. Hate to be that guy, but most of these cases are generally due to the guys you pick. There are a lot of men who aren't like this and are generally trying to find someone, but those men are ignored, and the ones who most women go for have a lot of choices and get sex easily, which leads to them just using women for sex. Might not be the case in this situation, but from what I've seen that's usually the reason. Everyone says get commitment here, but I say using better judgment on who you are picking to sleep with and date. Stop having sex right away. People don't want a long-term relationship with someone they don't respect, and men don't respect women who have sex on the first date.